right, so my name is Charles Champagne, and I am the founder and creative director of Lura Magazine. We are a Southern-based queer arts and culture magazine based in Baton Rouge, and we provide platforms for Southern queer artists to share in their art making through creative community collaborations. Today, I will be encouraging you all to go blank yourselves as I share with you my totally experimental and do-it-yourself brand awareness campaign that is helping me document our efforts to battle the misconceptions about queer life here in the South, as well as the misconceptions that you may experience in your day-to-day life. So, after graduating from the Manship School in 2015, I was having a lot of trouble finding a clear direction in life. I was complaining to my partner Devin about how I wish there was an LGBT publication here in town or an arts organization that I could work for. He then reminded me of my experience and qualifications and asked me one simple question: why don't you do it yourself? So that's what I did, and after our first year of our 2 first issues, we won 2 Addy Awards for magazine design and our commitment to diversity here in Baton Rouge. This was a major accomplishment for us because it gave us validation and a warm welcome into the public, creative, professional community in Baton Rouge, fighting that misconception that LGBT people don't have a seat at the table. So, now that we have an award-winning publication, how do we sell magazines? Because that doesn't pay the bills. So in June 2016, we participated in Baton Rouge Pride's Resource Fair and meeting thousands of new members of the local community. It helped us reach more readers, and it invited us to collaborate with Baton Rouge Pride the next year, hosting the Arts Festival every year. So this has been the second year we've produced the festival. We were grateful to find an organization like Baton Rouge Pride that bought what we were selling and believed in what we were doing. We have now been hosting the Arts Festival for 2 years and will continue to do so in the future. So now that we have a bigger platform, how do we get partners and donors? So now that we have our first partner, how do we continue growing? They say that as an independent publisher, you can't sell out to advertisers. But as an advertising major, that was a misconception I was willing to fight. What I decided to do was reach out to local LGBT small business owners and offer them an opportunity to grow their customer base by advertising with us. So after 6 months, we raised enough money to revamp our design and actually have stacks available to show in the public. And with the support of our partners and our advertisers, we were able to participate in local art events outside and inside of our own community. So another thing that we did on Valentine's Day was offer the community a way to send love notes to each other. So I'm going to read a few of those today. So one husband sent to his husband, "We can do anything together, love you always and forever." One big sister sent to her little sister, "It's hard as shit sometimes, but love the fuck out of yourself. Even if you're not yet who you want to be, you're the best sister anyone can ask for. Remember, even when you don't like or love yourself, you've got all of us by your side. We love you." And then that one says, "It's a friend to a friend. Self-love is an easy practice when you've got the best friends in life to show you what love itself even is. Thank you for always reminding me of my worth and for being such an inspiration and lifelong friend. Miss you." With self-love comes self-confidence. With self-confidence, you can finally feel ready to take the step in creating what it is that you want to create. At Lure, we encourage queer entrepreneurship, and one day, a woman named Tia Banks reached out to me to cover her local Queer Black Coffee event as part of her Black Girl Masculine. It was at that event where I was reminded of why I do what I do. Being in a non-queer space, celebrating queer Black women, uplifting each other while supporting and affirming each other, I experienced the true meaning of community and decided to start getting more involved in my local community. So one way we did that is by hosting online fundraisers. And the impact of that fundraiser was that it provided us with the validation, affirmation, and motivation for local queer entrepreneurship here in Baton Rouge. Most people assume that the queer community in the South lives in the shadows, but we are here to prove them wrong. As someone who continuously works multiple jobs, it's comforting knowing that our community is here to support us when we need. So my partner and I like to give people treats when they support us. We never want to take that for granted. So he's obsessed with his Cricut, and we make totes and sketchbooks and vinyls and stickers, whatever they want. So another initiative we had was Go Celebrate Yourself. And this year we hosted 2 of our biggest Pride events, one being the Arts Festival at the Baton Rouge Pride Festival, like I mentioned earlier. We had about 19 participating queer artists from vintage clothing, toothpick sculpting, painting, photography, etc. We try to use the Arts Festival as a way to celebrate the many ways queer artists and other artists alike express themselves. So this is a photo from our art activity. Shout out to Moe's Art Supplies for donating, asking people to create self-portraits and self-mantras. Our second event that we hosted was right here in this room. It was the reception for our Go Blank Yourself event. The Arts Council in Lure invited local queer artists and allies to showcase their work and offered them a space for their self-expression. Together, we celebrated each other's self-expression and hosted our closing reception here at the Firehouse Gallery. At this reception, we were excited to have our friends at Government Taco, shout out, supply us with food. Alex Barbier with the movement activity, probably messed up your last name, I'm so sorry. As well as our participating poets and storytellers, Michelle, Phil, Amanda, and Lee. You can find the photos of all these events that I've mentioned on our website at luremag.com. So, all in all, the one thing I want you all to go do to yourselves is simply be yourself. Take it from me, somebody who didn't accept who they were until sophomore year of college. Once you learn to love and accept yourself for who you are, you will begin spreading that love into your own communities, and people will notice. They'll feel inspired, encouraged to do the same. And if you run into people along the way that ain't eating what you serving, you can always tell them to go blank themselves. Thanks.